Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over the early access roadmap that Palworld posted out on Twitter the other day. We're also going to be talking about a huge post that they posted last night or yesterday afternoon, pertaining something that's not necessarily going to be in the game. From what it looks like, it's going to be something external away from the game, what you'll be able to get and purchase and play with essentially outside of the game, which is one of the biggest things that me and Emma is actually looking forward to. So if anybody from Pocket Pals is seeing this video, please get in touch, as me and Emma would be very interested in the product that y'all going to be getting out. Before we get into the video, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button and subscribing. We actually live stream most Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and we'd love to have y'all in there. But with that out of the way, let's get into the video. So here we have the early access roadmap. The highlighted in gold right here, it says addressing critical issues. Currently, numerous bugs have been identified and we are prioritizing fixing those. Sometimes the world date may experience rollbacks, which happened to ours. It went from like day 30 or 40 something down to day 1, which really had us scared because we thought that we had lost everything, but our levels were still there. And everything else was still fine. It was just the amount of days that were affected on that. The loading screen may persist when trying to load into worlds and so on. Improvements to implement ASAP. Key configuration improvements to base PAL AI and pathing. This right here is another big, huge issue that we're experiencing, because whenever we have them over grabbing whether it's ore, stone, logs, like they get stuck on so much stuff, which forces you to put a chest right next to whatever it is that they're working on, and they end up getting stuck up on top of the incubator little, I can't remember the name of it, but the thing that you mesh everything together in. They get stuck on top of that. It's hard. They get stuck. So the pathfinding needs to be like super worked on, and I hopefully we get a good update on that here shortly. Planned future updates, raid bosses, in-game content, PAL Arena PvP for PALs, which I think that's these two right here. The PvP, yeah, I love PvP, don't get me wrong. I don't think they need the actual PvP anytime soon. I think the PAL Arena PvP would suffice for PvP for now. They got a few other things that they need to work on and kinks to get out of the way before they start focusing on the first thing is PvP. But the raid bosses I think would be freaking awesome. Steam and Xbox crossplay. I really hope they hold off on that. Not that I have an issue with anybody playing on Steam with Xbox, but we all know from Ark Survival Ascended that their updates don't work the way that they should, especially whenever it comes to having to go through the Xbox certification versus getting them updated on Steam. I'm not going to get into Ark a whole lot right now because that's a super touchy subject. But with Ark on Steam and console hadn't had an update in almost 40 something days because of the certification process that has to go through. So I really hope before Steam and Xbox crossplay opens up that Pocket Pair get into that trusted tier with Microsoft, to where it doesn't take 2 to 3 to 4 weeks on the certification process, and they can just push it straight out as soon as Steam is ready to go. That's what they need to work on, and that's what they need to wait on prior to them coming out with the Steam and Xbox crossplay. I hope they look at Ark and look at how bad that's implemented before they open that crossplay up, because that's a recipe for disaster. So moving on, various Xbox feature improvements. There's a lot of key things on the Xbox version, the Game Pass version, I guess you can call it, that are buggy. You know, I've spawned underneath the map a couple times. But yeah, hopefully they get those taken care of here pretty quick. Server transfers and migrations, I think that would be amazing, especially with them saying that they're going to have right here new islands, PALs, bosses, and new technologies. They're also going to be making improvements on the building system. Daughter and I actually just got done playing Enshrouded last night, and we had a blast with the building. The building's some of the best building that we've seen. So if they would implement something similar, obviously not going to revamp the entire build system, but if they would implement something a little bit more in depth than what they have with the little point and click and you're good to go right then and there. Like something a little bit more in depth, I think that would be amazing for the game. Over here, they said, we would like to share with you our roadmap for Palworld. Sales have far exceeded the development team's expectations and are currently experiencing many problems due to excessive access congestion, among other challenges. We will prioritize improving the issue first and then move on to implementing new in-game features. Thank you for understanding. Early access roadmap addressing critical issues, which was highlighted up here in gold. Sometimes we went over that. The loading screen. Okay, yeah. So this is just going to go over everything that we just went on that we talked about. But that's the actual short-term roadmap for the early access roadmap for Palworlds. So with that little section out of the way, let's get on to what I think is the biggest thing that they were talking about yesterday, which is this right here. It says the Palworld CEO tweeted this: merchandise coming soon. I want these. These right here are trading card game cards. I don't know if any of y'all follow us on Twitter, but there is tweeted this out as soon as we seen this. Me and Emma, and this is our son here, we used to all play Pokemon. Really big into Pokemon. We also got some Dragon Ball cards in this picture too, the Dragon Ball Super cards. But we were really big into Pokemon. Huge. We chased tournaments for play Pokemon. Emma was actually on the verge of going to the 2020 Pokemon Worlds, and I believe was in Paris, I think is where it was. She was in the top, almost in the top 10 kids in the whole United States as far as play points wise, but then obviously all that COVID stuff happened, shut down, couldn't travel, all that. So, and we never got back into it. So for something as big as this, that we're already having an amazing time playing the video game, that a lot more people have access to than it just being on one system, we have the opportunity to engage with you, the community, even more with the card game, you know, especially if Alter Ego, which is what our local card shop is, if they get this in, we're going in day one, we're going to snatch this up because we're going to get involved in this real quick, because this is going to be awesome if implemented correctly. It looks like this is going to be your active bench. This is your active slots right here. This looks like it could be your bench, and these could potentially be your energy. So that's how I think it could potentially play. Obviously, I'm not no card game creator, mechanic worker, but that's just looking, you know, or this could just be how they're showcasing it. Maybe this is just, you know, how they're showing it here. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing what they're coming up with. It's amazing what they've done in such a short amount of time. As the stuff that they have planned is going to be awesome. We're still waiting to hear on any information about servers coming over to Xbox. So until then, we're just going to be playing on our single players, and we'll be playing, I guess, now on Emma's save world because she's got the way better PC than what I have. But yeah, that's what we got today. I hope y'all are really enjoying the game, and I thank y'all for coming out and hanging out in the live streams that we've been doing. We've actually been doing a lot of growth over the last couple of weeks since Palworlds came out, and we really appreciate it. But with that, we will see you on the next one. Appreciate it.